There we go. Okay then. I guess that's working now. And oh hi. Not in the microphone, please. CV/opt. That is Raven. Of course. No, that's not it. Where do you put your stupid user bin? Okay. Wait. User lib. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. Can you, Annabelle, can you check the stream and make sure the audio's okay? I totally haven't been trying to do this all day. Okay. You can't. Okay. Let me fix that. Oh my goodness, audio is a nightmare. That's oh wait, no. Disconnect. No. Oh god. It's not that broken. I'm just doing that because I can, really. Okay. I would, but audio. What on earth? Really? No one watches my stream, my stuff anyway, so why would I do that? Outputs to Discord. Leave input device the same. Okay. Oh wait. Now it's picking up my mic on the Discord channel. What? What? What on earth? Is it still? Yes, it's still doing it. Oh wait. Oh wait. Okay. No. I'm so confused. Why is it doing that? Not you. Not you. What? Why? Okay, Anna will say something? What? Why? Wait a minute. Mike. Okay, no. That's right. That's right. Wait, why was that significantly louder? What? Disconnect all. What is that? No. I'm going to remove that device. Remove, yes. And then add it again. Jack. Discord. Okay. Okay. It sees that. Okay. Capture this. Okay. Set Discord to output to this. Restart Discord. Default. Why? know what? Let's just... Let's just restart Pipewire. Okay. um... Game. Okay. Discord. Okay. Start Discord. Leave its settings default, I guess. Default. Set. Just capture this directly. And then start the game. And then capture that directly. Maybe that will work. That seems much more straightforward. And then output to... That doesn't want to work. Okay, I'll make a... Where did my audio go? That's a very good question. Hello, Max. This is torture. Disconnect all. Disconnect all. Why? Okay. It's been a while. I am desperately trying to live stream here and it's not working. YouTube. Um, no, I'm just using regular OBS. But audio is a pain sometimes. Let's just, you know what? Let's just capture my desktop audio and leave it at that and not do anything fancy. Because the fancy is what's not working. So I'm just going to give up with it. Okay, I think that's working. Keyword, think.
What are you going to stream on YouTube?
I'm going to play Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8.
I sent the link in general. The audio isn't.
CCF 100 playing Mario Kart 8. Was that a good
Okay.
intro?
I guess. Okay. I think it's working now. It'll take a second for the stream to catch up. Because I don't think I'm streaming in real time. Oh, I am. But it's just not very real time.
Real time, but not real time.
Is my audio okay? Can you tell?
I actually don't have it open right now,
Oh.
but I'll open it up to test.
All right.
I hear the game.
Okay. How's my voice though?
I hear my voice and your voice.
Okay. I will leave it alone. Okay. You know, I wanted to do online multiplayer.
So what made you want to stream Mario Kart 8?
Well, my sister's doing something that is left the house pretty much occupied all day long, and so I was bored and decided, you know what? I haven't streamed in a really long time. I'm going to try. I'm going to stream today, and so I dived into the rabbit hole of streaming. I never actually got around streaming until just just now, but I I I was like I was thinking, so there's like these programs that use AI to basically create a poor man's green screen. I was playing with that for a while and I just could not get it to work reliably. It would detect my face, but it would artifact all over the place, and it would pick up things. It would pick up things that it thought were part of my face that weren't, and it just looked it really weird. So I decided to give up with that. But I'm fairly stubborn, so it took a while for me to actually give up.
Here
So
you are now.
yeah. And so I'm using CMU to run Mario Kart 8, and I have so all you have to do in order to actually play multiplayer is just dump a key from your console, and it will just as long as your console's not powered on, because it would that's fairly easy for Nintendo to detect. Hey, that's not right. There are two consoles with the same ID running. You're pretty much it will work just fine. It's to Nintendo servers, it's indistinguishable from a real Wii U connected to the servers. It's not perfect. I mean, actually, it works really well, but they're like rendering Mii's doesn't work. They look really creepy. um,
Oh my gosh, they look weird.
yeah. I think all that is it's missing a few files that it needs to render the Mii properly. Um, but yeah, that's low priority on their list of they care more about the game works rather than it behaves 100% as it's supposed to. They basically once they get it working, then they start to uh, let's fix these silly issues. Now you notice that whenever I load in like a new track, it will look like, I don't know, the Windows XP window mirroring bug where it would just not clear the old elements. It basically looks like that's because it's compiling on the shaders in real time, and that's just an artifact from it not having shaders that it needs. Which it's really impressive because it's of how efficiently it can just translate the shaders. I'm also using some profiles that will upscale things that it looks way nicer than it would on the original console. It's also running in a higher resolution than the Wii U would normally run it at, because they figured out how to get patch the game to get that. Yeah, so it's like real-time patching the game to have it render at a higher resolution than it normally would.
Does that introduce any input lag or anything?
No.
Wow, that's impressive.
Um, it basically feels like you're running it like a native game. There's hardly any lag. Actually, no, there isn't any detectable lag at all. Oh, also, did I mention that I'm using a Nintendo Switch Pro controller?
Wow.
And not only that, but the emulator can even pick up the gyro too. So, because of a special driver I'm using.
Wow. So this scene. Now, did you call it CEMU?
CEMU, CEMU.
So it emulates your Wii console, your Wii U.
Wii U, yes, with
But you
files
do
that
have to have.
you have to
Yeah.
dump files from the
Oh,
console.
okay. So
At
yeah. So
least
this.
if you want to play on, if you want to, I mean, you also need to dump the games on the console. But if you, and there are also files that it needs if you want to play online. Because basically, how it works is there's a private key on each that's unique to each Wii U, and that is how Nintendo determines what. Uh, that's how it logs into Nintendo's servers. So you basically need to dump that certificate so that the game can use it.
Sense. So if you want to play online, you have to use your virtual Wii U.
Well, once you've done it once, you basically don't have to worry about it again. So, and they have, basically the hardest part is actually because you need to homebrew. You have to the Wii U in order to actually dump the files.
Oh, okay. So that's the hard
But
part.
yeah, so basically all you need to do is to homebrew the Wii U and then run an FTP server on it, and they tell you exactly where the files are and say about 300 times over, do not delete anything on your Wii U, because if you do, you will brick it. So. Because it basically
So
gives you full read-write access to the entire file system on the Wii U's NAND. So very dangerous thing to
that's hard.
do. Um,
You can really mess up your console.
yeah, so they say many times over, do not delete anything or move something.
Don't do the bad thing.
Yeah. I like how um it's just like typical Mario Kart Online. One person there'll be one person that figures out the fastest possible cart configuration, and all of a sudden everyone uses that exact cart configuration.
Yep, that happens in pretty much every Mario Kart, doesn't it?
Yeah. Which is why if you go like so there's actually these so for Mario Kart Wii, there's actually these fan-made servers since they stopped running. Nintendo's stopped running the Wii Connect 24 service for like ages now. So there's this fan-made service called Reconnect 24, spelled RII because of course it is. And you can set up your you can so basic all you have to do is patch the game to use their server. Actually, okay, no, not Reconnect 24. Reconnect 24 is a service that implements the like the weather channel, the news channel, messages, so like system stuff. Uh, the game, like the game server has a different name. It's a from a but it's also a fan made thing. I forget what it's called, but um basically all you need to do is patch the game to get and it will work 100%. I mean, there are some games that require specific things on the server side that they need to manually implement. But the Mario Kart Wii has been supported for years. And so yeah, so if you go on Mario Kart Wii, they're basically they're like they all play Cranky Kong with this one specific bike I forget the name of. Crazy Kong. I forget. I forget the name.
Yep, I'm aware of the Crazy Kong meta in that game.
I remember going. I have like this player's guide to Mario Kart Wii that I bought at a GameStop once. The poor thing so beat it up and uh, but I mean, I remember reading it from like a very young age and the wording being odd, and for some reason it was said something along the lines of that where like I at least what I thought it meant, it was that it said that um like CPU characters could like steal your cart, and then if they stole it from you, like you wouldn't be able to race with it again. And I was like, I was terrified. But I like that. I don't. That's not a thing that happens in Mario Kart Wii. But I don't even remember where. I have to. I'll probably have to go find the book again and try to figure out exactly what I read. But it's pretty silly.
Yeah, sounds like it.
When was the last time you played a Mario Kart 8?
A couple months ago, I loaded it up.
Um, I'm trying to think of things to talk about. um, I actually built my second computer in like January. Yeah, around that, because I had saved up for 2 years to build this system. Um, and so it's like a Ryzen 7 3700X with a Radeon RX 5600 XT.
So what you're saying is that's a really powerful computer.
Yes, I'm using it right now. If you couldn't tell.
It's got some power.
Yeah, like more threads than I know what to do with.
Yeah, you can multitask like crazy, which you always did. I remember seeing your desktop once and you had like 18 tabs open.
Oh yeah.
Do you still have 18 tabs open?
I'll have multiple like Firefox windows open at the same time with various tabs on them, because I also have a multi-monitor setup, and so I'd have like, for example, I'd have like YouTube open on one, and then like uh, whatever I happen to be researching or trying to figure out how to set up on the other, and then whenever I do stuff like that, it ends up I end up going on rabbit holes and opening up new more and more tabs until it just becomes a mess and I can't look at it anymore, and I just have to close all the tabs. And then yeah. Um, I actually um, this board supports up to 64 gigabytes of RAM. I only have 32. I mean, I don't really. I have. I have yet to run into a scenario where I run out of memory. Well, okay. I've so for like a very small handful of games that don't actually run on Linux that I play, I do have a Windows 10 virtual machine for that. And the only time I've ever run out of memory was when I was running that, and I was running that virtual machine, and I think I was like updating my system, and I was and it started compiling something in the background while I was playing the game, and it just locked up, and I looked back, and it had run out of memory. But then
Yeah, too much is too
yeah,
much.
I allocated like an absolutely absurd amount of memory to the virtual machine. Okay, no, not absurd, but I allocated half. I allocated half of the memory available, so 16 gigabytes of RAM to the virtual machine. Um, and for some reason, once you have that much RAM allocated, programs will be like really decide that they just want to, like, they aren't aware of the virtual machine using up that much memory, even though it will try to allocate RAM that just isn't available to it. But I mean, it shows that it's allocated because when you start the virtual machine process will go up ahead and allocate like however much you allocated to it, but programs will behave like they don't even see that. It's weird. I mean, I guess that would actually be not okay. I don't know. I don't know how it works with memory allocation. I do know Linux is supposed to have much greater memory management than Windows does.
Yeah, the new Windows, man, it's really good at dealing with data.
But like, for example, the reason why servers pretty much exclusively use Linux is because they have extremely good I/O performance. And they're for like a file server, especially something that is written to a lot and you need it to be fast. Windows will cut that total performance of your hardware in half just because it's not very optimized for that. Linux, on the other hand, is pretty much guaranteed no matter what you're doing. If it's I/O related, it's going to fully saturate whatever your hardware is capable of and do it. And because like if I have a massive RAID array, you it or like I don't know whatever you happen to be doing that happens to require large amounts of I/O performance. It was a tad too late. I was about to just use the horn to cancel out the shell, but that didn't work.
Oh, dang.
Because you can't see it coming without looking behind you, and then you have a chance of messing up. So there's something about online that's like makes it significantly harder because it seems like they give out items more aggressively than they do with single player. I don't know.
I wonder if that's actually a thing.
Maybe it's just like the way the AI is written. It just they don't really give that aggressively uh, dish out items. So I don't know. Because I know on like Mario Kart DS, um, they the CPU players would hold on for a long time to an item before they'd actually, okay, not a long time, but at least like 5 or 6 seconds before they'd actually use it. Even if it was like a banana or a shell. But I don't know. Maybe they still do that in Mario Kart 8. But I
I have
mean,
no idea. I never play online anymore. I just do single player stuff.
when was the last time you live streamed?
Uh, 2 weeks ago.
I've tried to keep up with that, but I mean, it's I don't know. I can't. I don't really like watching live streams. It's because it's I don't know. I don't know what it is exactly. I guess it's just because typically whenever I watch something, I don't have my full concentration on it. I always have it on in the background, and so just like since like a lot, 99% of like live streams is just people, person playing a game while talking. I don't know. I
This
say
is
that
very
while
true.
I'm live streaming.
This is exactly what you're doing too.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how people manage to hold viewers because like I've never had someone that wasn't my friend watch some live stream or more like 6 minutes before they just click off and go do something else. Like something isn't engaging, and I don't know what it is.
It's usually about a mixture between the personality and the game being played, and if there's any antics happening.
Uh,
The only people, the only reason people watch my live streams is because they see my YouTube videos. So that's all
yeah.
personality, right? And then if they like the game being played, then they'll stick around even longer. If they don't like the game being played, they won't stick around very long. I've noticed.
I got raided once. That was an interesting experience.
Oh, on YouTube?
Yeah, because I was live streaming a, um uh, a small handful of my friends I've made on the internet playing on my Minecraft server. And then all of a sudden, I get like 300, no, I think 600 viewers out of nowhere, and they just start spamming raid in my chat. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Wow.
like I don't even know who raided me. Um, that's I could probably find that if I went looking. Um,
On Twitch, it tells you who rated you.
Well, yeah, I mean, and also there's also I don't think anyone said it in chat because normally when I see raids, people spam the person who raided you in the chat, just because they can, I guess. So it's pretty obvious. Um, okay, but okay, on Twitch it's an official function. On YouTube it's more of the streamer saying, okay, go watch this person, because I'm not going. I'm in like if it's you have to manually do it and tell someone to go raid someone. Um, it's not built into the platform like it is on Twitch. So I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I have no clue. I don't know. Maybe it was just someone sorting like live streams by, I don't know, viewer count, and they just decided to pick me and decided, okay, go watch this person. No, none of them stayed on for more than 3 minutes before they. Oh, okay, this guy is boring. It was mainly just me reacting to. Oh my goodness, why are there so many people on my stream?
Yep. Yeah, I don't know much about YouTube live streaming. I didn't even know you were streaming when I joined this chat.
I do have a webhook thing that will go and at everyone whenever I start upload a video or live stream. Which I probably should change that to like a role that people opt into. So it's like, because I've noticed there's a lot of people that actually have all of their notifications turned off my server because I'll ping them and they just don't respond. I have to go and DM them before they actually say anything.
Yeah, people will turn that stuff off.
Yeah. I also have I have a Dino on my server and I have it configured to announce when people leave. And there's some people that'll stick around, and there are other people that'll like leave after like I don't. Sometimes even like a few hours after they've joined. Like okay then. It is it is funny. So you remember the Mario to the Rescue video I made eons ago?
Yeah, the one that got a lot of views on your
Yeah,
channel.
yeah. Um, oh my gosh. That video, I think it's at 8 million views right now. Okay, or like 6 million. Um, all of everyone who was subscribed to my channel came from that singular video. I don't even know why they subscribed because it was a one-off thing that I never did again. It's like they subscribed to me I don't know, thinking I would make something else like that again. I don't know. Um, YouTube doesn't show it anymore because I think they changed the way they do analytics. Because now it just says not enough data. But before they changed it, the viewership was a female dominant. So I'm guessing it was people thinking, oh, it's cute little kids doing something on in a video. Let me watch that. Although it might just be a ton of kids on their, I don't know, like their parents' phone watching watching random YouTube videos. It's really hard to tell because I mean they don't know. It's just whatever you tell them that is. So um so what okay, in your update video, you mentioned that you were sick.
Yes.
Um, what exactly was it?
Doctors had no idea. It was just like some type of kidney inflammation, and
Oh,
they just wanted to put me on like drugs to manage it, just like prescription pharmaceuticals, and I was just like, so you want to put me on drugs, but you don't know what it is. So I started doing my own research, and I eventually found out that it's basically like um, a viral infection of the lining of the kidneys, and doctors don't really know what it is. They don't really have a name for it, but it's managed through diet, and a lot of people have successfully managed it. You just have to cut out things that feed the virus, and viruses tend to eat things like eggs and dairy and wheat flour. So I just cut those out and started getting a lot better.
hmm. My mom was like concerned that it was like some like pseudoscience thing.
Pseudoscience. Pseudoscience for me was taking pharmaceutical drugs whenever the doctors had no idea what it was, because that wasn't going to make it any better.
Yeah.
But I'm living proof that what I did worked, because I got my energy back. I'm not in pain anymore, and yeah, kidney inflammation is like 80% gone usually.
It's funny seeing the because of the little me icons because it renders like the lighting is fine for like just like the overlays but it doesn't actually render any of the facial features. So it look besides the nose. Um I think it's something to do with the fact that Nintendo renders the facial features in a really weird way that traditional traditional graphics cards don't really have a way of coping with, so they have to implement a workaround to get it to work. I remember like Dolphin, the Dolphin emulator for the Wii, really, I'm not sure if it still does, but it for a long time it struggled with rendering Mii's because the way Nintendo implemented it was really bizarre, and it was not a traditional way of doing something like that. Because it's like, so the Mii's head is a 3D rendered model, but the facial features are 2D sprites that float on top of on top of the head. And however they decided to implement that was in a really non-traditional way. And so Dolphin would struggle with any game that used Mii's to any extent. I mean, um, I remember sometimes it would just even outright crash the second that it tried to render, because it was like that. It was that bad.
Wow, that's pretty intense.
Um, because I don't know. Emulators are, especially for game consoles, are bizarre because they have to emulate. They have to emulate. So they have to emulate the graphics hardware for the original console, and then figure out a way to translate everything that the game is asking it to do to something that your the graphics hardware and the average computer. So they have to translate what the emulated graphics card is doing to a rendering API, in CMU's case Vulkan. So and then Vulkan takes care of the since it's implemented on the driver, it takes care of telling the driver telling your hardware what to do. But it's, I don't know. So like Nintendo implements render. A lot of the time, games will do stuff in a very traditional way. But Nintendo sometimes likes to break the rules and do weird things in really bizarre ways that is that you wouldn't expect, and so implementing it in an emulator is really weird. And I know, for example, um, the Nintendo 64 is infamous for being a really difficult console to emulate because it has three different processors that all have their own unique clock speed, and they all and all the code for those consoles is written with the expectation that the data is all processed at a very specific speed, and so the multiple the multiple processors, exactly when they expect some data to be computed, it's there, and it has to, so you're having to computate three different things at the same time per clock. It's just, it was really bizarre. But one game specifically, Mario Kart 64. So the Luigi's Race Ray, where it has that video board that always focuses on the player. How they accomplish that is it's actually, so the video processor and the normal CPU actually share the same memory, and so what they did for that on the console is they would just copy that. They would use the CPU to just copy that specific to copy the data from the game camera to the video board and just not show the UI, the UI overlay. And so that that play was a problem for emulators for years, because in the more traditional computing space, that's GPUs and CPUs don't really have access to the same memory at all. I mean, nowadays they do, because you've got something, they have some technology where that the CPU and GPU can share the same memory space, so you can just very quickly load large quantities of very high, very large textures into the graphics card very fast. But I mean, in the emulator's case, that wasn't something that was really easily accomplished, and it took them years to do anything about it.
Complex stuff.
Yeah. If you let me, I will go on tangents for just about anything.
Oh, I can tell your brain chews on this stuff.
Yeah. Uh,
Choose and shoot and choose.
it's also
Digest.
it's hard to because I love talking about this stuff. But it's hard to find people that'll actually sit down and listen to me. Because they don't understand much of anything that I say, and so they very quickly lose interest and try to get me to stop, or they just start to ignore me, and I can tell, and then and I stop. Um, it's I really love finding people that will actually listen to me talk and explain some really complex thing. It and also the hard part is actually staying on topic, because I'll start explaining one thing, and then there are things that come up that you need to understand in order to know why this X is necessary, and I'll start explaining that, and then I'll forget what I was originally talking about.
Funny. I remember in our old calls, you would. I mean, you were the same. That was years ago.
Yeah.
Be really interested in something, and you talk and talk and talk, and you go back and forth, and you'd always be like, "Oh, so are you still listening? I covered like 3 topics there."
Yeah.
I think the last call we had was you were playing Breath of the Wild, and you had just gotten your motorcycle.
Oh,
You crashed over at
yeah.
the house, and someone else.
Oh, I had recorded my original attempt at doing that, and uploaded it to YouTube. And to this day, I still get notifications for that video. There are people telling me, "Oh, you sucked with this timing for for deflecting that guardian," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." To be fair, I had a really dumb recording setup for that video. So I I I played whenever I was doing that, I played it on my Switch, but I don't have it. I To this day, I don't have any sort of capture card. So you'll never guess what I did. So the Xbox One.
I remember this.
Yes.
You were doing this whenever I called you. You had everything running through your Xbox.
Yeah, so Xbox One has this HDMI in port, so like you can plug your how it's intended to be used is you plug in like your DVR into that, and then you can control the DVR through your Xbox, and you can even have it you could even like use a user interface, pick whatever channel you wanted to watch, and it would use some infrared LED that's built into the console to go and flash the remote code into the console, and it would go to that channel. And so they it was a so they so anyway, so okay, if you would use it like that, um, since since basically every cable box ever uses DHCP, it would only just display a black image because capture card because it's encrypted, and that's the whole point of DHCP, to prevent you from recording and stuff like that. However, if you were to plug in a game console into that port, because game consoles don't use DHCP because they have no reason to, because why would you copy protect that kind of why would you copy protect that? It's really DHCP is only meant to like prevent you from recording like Netflix and then using and then uploading it somewhere to pirate the show or whatever. That's basically all DHCP is built for. So the Xbox also has a game streaming function that you can use to play your games remotely from somewhere else in your house. So what I would do is I would use the Xbox game streaming, and then while with my Switch plugged into the HDMI in, and then I would it would only work if you also had the console plugged into a monitor. So you'd have to or a TV or whatever. So because I believe what it does is it lets the whatever you plug into it handshake with your display, and it just sort of sits in between that. So if you don't have a display connected, it won't tell whatever you plugged it in that there's anything there, and it just won't work. You won't have any output. So because it was slightly better latency anyway, I would open up the game streaming software, switch over to and then on the same monitor, because my monitors have like multiple inputs, I would switch over to the Xbox HDMI input that the Xbox was on, and then I would play it while watching that, because it was slightly less latency than watching the game stream, because the game stream because there's a slight bit of processing lag from the DVR itself, and so whenever I was playing the game, I was watching the HDMI directly from my Xbox, but I was recording I was using OBS to record the game streaming window. So it was really convoluted and in a very stupid way, but it worked, and that's how I would record my my Wii U or Wii U or Switch, and that was actually the only reason why I used my Xbox, besides when Logan, Bryce, and Ryder would come over and want to play Forza, and like both Logan, Bryce, and Ryder, they'd all want to play Forza at the same time, and so I would have my Xbox and have Forza Horizon 2 running on the Xbox and Forza Horizon 3 running on my gaming rig. And but that was the only reason. But anyway, outside of that, when they would come over, that was the only time I would actually use my Xbox for anything. Primarily because, one, the library of games that are on the Xbox don't really pique my interest, and the ones that do, I can play on other platforms. So.
Speaking of platforms, have you gotten a new generation Xbox or a PlayStation 5?
No, I have not. Basically, I've only bought the original Xbox and never bought a console and never bought another Xbox again, purely because I mean, there aren't games on there that I like to play, and the ones that do exist on there, I can once again I can that I like want to play, I can play on other platforms like on my computer. So I don't really have any point with a really use for a game console because of that. Um, with the exception of Nintendo consoles, because I don't like, for example, I don't like playing shooters. It's just not my thing. So I and since I've at least from whenever initially when I started, I actually got my Xbox. That was basically the only thing I could find was shooters. Um, so yeah, I have a very small library of games for my Xbox. It's actually not even in my room anymore. Now the Xbox is upstairs, and I use it to I use it basically exclusively to watch Netflix up there because the the Blu-ray player up there is too old, and they no longer support they support Netflix, but you can't get you can't get um you can't get Hulu or Disney Plus on it or some other streaming services because it's just too old and they haven't bothered to support it. And so the Xbox is up there pretty much exclusively for that. And even then, we don't really go up there that often. That was basically the only time. Basically, the person that's the most up there, that's up there the most of the time is my sister because when her friends come over, they want to watch a movie or something, and so yeah, that's basically the only reason why my Xbox, the only thing that my Xbox is really even used for, which is kind of sad. I,
My Xbox isn't even plugged into the power right now.
yeah,
But my Switch is. I really enjoy my Switch.
I broke my Switch.
What happened? Oh no.
I took it apart. Okay,
You didn't
first I got banned on it because I was running homebrew software on it, and I did something stupid and installed installed a tile to it by accident, and Nintendo has silently basically watches every type, and they've learned their lesson from previous consoles, and it silently watches everything you install on it, and if it doesn't identify something, that's if it doesn't identify something that you've installed, it will flag the console and they will ban it. So that's problem one. The console is banned. Number two, it has I had taken it apart because I was I was being dumb, and I wanted to when I was running initially wanted to run homebrew on it. I couldn't get the console into RCM mode, and I read the surefire way to get the console into RCM mode was to remove the NAND because it's on a socket. So I took the console apart so I could remove the NAND socket to force the system into RCM mode. And then I never put it. I never put it back together properly. And the way I had it put back together, it put too much stress on the micro SD card header. And as a result of that, it would wiggle slightly just from the console moving around. And it eventually ripped off one of the contacts for the micro SD card slot. And you need the micro SD card slot to run any homebrew at all because that's the only place it can really go. You can put it on. So it basically made my Switch useless.
Dude.
And I just never bothered to buy a new console because the newer revisions they've patched the hardware flaw. Okay, it wasn't actually a flaw. It was something. It was a feature that the NVIDIA Tegra processor had that Nintendo overlooked. And so if you hold a certain button combination down, you can get the system into RCM mode, which is for because the way so the way NVIDIA designed that processor was to be used for the NVIDIA Shield. The NVIDIA Shield has the NVIDIA Shield has this function to where if you mess up the operating system, you can hold down a button combination and force it into a mode that you can upload a recovery image onto it. And so Nintendo overlooked that when they were designing the Switch, and left it in. And so that was basically a major exploit, because could basically anyone who wanted to, if you shorted, so there's a button built into the console that's for well, at least okay, there's a home button that's built into the CPU that it's designed to recognize, that Nintendo just so happened to leave connections for on the Joy-Con rail. So you had to short out two pins that went unused on the Joy-Con, and so to hold down the Tegra home button. And so you do that and hold volume up followed by power, and it would go into RCM mode. And so Nintendo overlooked that when they were designing the original model for the Switch. And so whenever they realized that the console had a huge, basically an open front door directly to run your own code on the system, they made because they couldn't patch that in software because it was a hardware feature. So they had to make a hardware revision that the first one disabled it with like a I think a firmware update. Okay, like with I think like the Switch's version of a BIOS. Um, they pa- uh, they patched it so that it wouldn't enter RCM mode, and then they later came up with more permanent ways of disabling it. And so on the newer consoles, you don't have that hardware entry point anymore. So you basically either have to resort to exploits that run on a OS level that Nintendo can patch. So you have to keep your system on a really old version, a software version, to actually run Homebrew on it. And so yeah, so it's also really hard to find them because the people who do have the Switches that are vulnerable, they don't sell them because they're vulnerable, and you can run run Homebrew on it. And so yeah, so I never really bothered to buy a Switch again, even though there are a lot of games I would really love to play that are on the Switch exclusively. So I've also, as a result of me breaking my Switch, I tend to avoid any Nintendo news because I don't want to be disappointed.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Also, I never really when they announced the paid online thing, I was like, why? For years, I know they had a very good reason to do it because everyone else is doing it, and it was a very easy way of generating money. But they stopped. They stopped doing it because, they stopped doing it because they wanted to implement other features like voice chat, which I don't think anyone uses it. I don't know. It doesn't seem like something that would really. And also, due to the way they implemented it, you have to use your phone. So you have to run an app on your phone, and then the phone does the call, the audio does the actual call, and then they created like these really weird headsets that would like have like a Y adapter, so you'd plug one into your phone and the other into the console, so you could chat, you could voice chat using your phone, and then because okay, they did it like this because the Nintendo Switch has no way of of a microphone input, and there's no microphone built in the console. Um, really stupid. I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Um, apparently, I only know this because it actually showed up on like Linus Tech. It, Linus Tech Tips mentioned it. On TechLinked. Um, the newer console. Apparently they're going. There's because there was one of the part someone part of the homebrew community was looking through the software update, and there was references to Bluetooth, like Bluetooth headphones. So maybe sometime in the future you'll actually just be able to connect a Bluetooth headset to the Switch, and you'd be able to run the voice chat directly off of that. But I also think it was really dumb for them to just completely prevent, because on all of Nintendo's consoles that had online multiplayer functionality, you didn't have to pay a penny to play multiplayer. And before they actually got the Switch Online service up, they let you play on it for free. And then whenever Switch Online comes out, because they needed incentive to actually make people pay for Switch Online, they switch it to the subscription model. And so you could only play those games that ran perfectly fine, and some of them don't even use Nintendo servers. And if you wanted to play online, you'd have to buy a Switch Online subscription. And when I mention games that don't use it, for example, Rocket League and Minecraft. Minecraft has if you want to play online on the Bedrock edition on the Switch, you have to have a Switch. You have to have the Switch subscription. Why?
Ridiculous.
Like, they don't even run those servers. It's like you don't need to take this money because you weren't responsible for these servers. So why are you requiring this? It's so dumb. I think there was even something like, I don't know, that could be wrong. I was thinking like they were even restricting like YouTube, but no, that doesn't. I don't think that they were. Um, but yeah, it was just. It seemed really petty.
Yeah, it seems a little silly to me too.
Yeah. If I append my title to say with Smooth McGroove, do you think there would be a ton of people that click on it?
Oh, I doubt it.
I'm kind of tempted to do that.
Well, it wouldn't be the best time because I got to leave in like 3 minutes.
Oh,
I got to get out of here at 6:30.
where are you going?
I'm gonna go see my parents tonight.
Oh, tell Jackie I said hi.
I will do it.
I don't remember the last. I don't remember the last time I talked to Jackie. I think I sent her some music I made. Speaking of which, it's been such a long time since I've seen you in person.
Yeah, the last time we went down there was man, 6 years ago. Yeah, it was 2015. 6 years.
I miss you.
Yeah, man, I miss all of you guys. It's been so long since I've seen any of the family.
I wonder if we'd ever be able to work out something.
Good, especially once this whole COVID virus, fizzles out, stops bothering people so much.
Hopefully.
Yep.
We have a lake house now. Um I don't know how like the Ellers are sometime because of COVID we couldn't meet for Christmas, so sometime in the future we're gonna go up there with them.
So they live pretty close to you guys, right?
They live in Florida.
You live like in the Panhandle, or is it a little further away?
Sarasota, I think.
Oh, how many hours drive is that?
Yeah. I think it's 10.
Oh, so it is not close.
Yeah. So but like they actually annually for Christmas, they will drive all the way over here and stay for like a week for like New Year's.
Oh, cool.
I don't know how they do that.
Have some vacation time.
Especially with like that many, like okay, 2 adults and 3 kids in a car for 10 hours.
Seriously, that's a lot.
I was like, just at that point, just fly.
Well, that's what my parents used to do with me and my brother when we were younger. They would just, we'd drive the whole 12
Yeah.
hours. More than
I guess
12 hours.
I guess all those plane tickets would be just really too expensive.
It's expensive, and driving can be kind of a chill experience as long as you stop often enough to eat and use the bathroom and stuff.
Yeah. But
Have you ever driven out there to visit them?
I think once, like a long time ago, and even then that was I think to go to Disney World. It was like they were on route, they were on the way to there, so we just we spent the night there because by the time we got there by the time we got to Florida it was really late, and so it was just more efficient for us to stop there for a night and then drive all the way because they don't live exactly, they live near it but they don't live where Disney World is. um Actually, I don't even know if that's accurate because it was so long ago.
Yep.
um
How's your mom been? And your dad too.
they've been good for the most part. I don't think anything major. Then again, it's been so long.
They
Any
stayed safe with the virus and everything.
Yeah. I think okay. My dad got it for during Thanksgiving. Um, and he had to quarantine for like a week upstairs, and that was a really bizarre experience. Um, it hit him hard. It was not fun for him. Um, it he wasn't anywhere near to dying, of course, but it was bad. He felt he I think there were some days that he just stayed in bed all day. Um, but he recovered. He recovered fairly quickly. I mean, of course, being a doctor, I think since they have to take extra safety precautions. I think they like banned him from going to work for a few days, like a while after that, because they wanted to make absolutely sure that he didn't have it and then affect others. But I think that was near the time when it was at the worst and we were quarantining anyway, so it was not really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Oh, doing school during the quarantine, especially that was a pain because since I have issue difficulties with focusing on my on schoolwork and being at home. Like I specifically, the main reason why, okay, one, I'm a slow processor. Two, I have ADD. So if I'm doing something that, if it's something that I enjoy doing, I can focus on it for hours, and even sometimes I can forget that I'm hungry until I start getting a headache because my body needs nourishment, um, because I can just laser focus on that. But when it comes to something I don't particularly have an interest in, I can't focus on it to save my life. Uh, so like whenever we did have work, it it would basic I would basically I'd, I'd start at like 8 and work on it nonstop until 6. And keep in mind, it was only like 4 assignments, but it was just I could not focus because I was at home, and it's just not I was not in the right mind. I was not in the right headspace to really focus on my work, and so I could barely get anything done. It would take me hours just to do a single assignment. Um, and that was not really good for my mental health. I'll tell you that. I remember whenever before I started switching schools every year until I finally stopped at the one I'm at now. Um, the first school I went to, uh, they it was I mean it was very it, they had a very for at least for schools they had a very normal workload, but um, what I hated was homework because I'm still because just as it is now, I can't focus at home, and so I would eventually get it done. But when I would get it be done, it would be basically time for me to go to bed, and there would be some nights that the workload would be so bad that I would go for days without actually being able to do anything that I wanted to do because of just how much work I had. Um, and I remember there were several times that I had I had broken down, and I remember thinking, and this is a direct quote, that I felt like I was a quote a slave of school. Like that was my act. The word for word what I thought, because it was just that bad, and I couldn't get I couldn't do anything that I wanted to do because of how long it would take me to do my homework. Um, and that also drove me to staying up late because because like I'd pretend to go to bed but not actually go to bed, and then like play games until like 11, uh, and so and even to this day it's a habit I still have because just because of it's hard to break that. um, but yeah, I was miserable.
Sounds like it.
And so yeah, COVID brought back flashbacks to that, because the school I go to now, it's a specialty school, and so they specialize with kids like me who have learning disabilities and have autism. So as a result of that, I basically get no homework. I actually no, I don't have any homework ever, which is such relief on me, because basically after 3 I can't focus on anything to save my life, and I can't also just I mean at home I can't focus on anything at all that I don't So yeah, that also makes me nervous about college because everyone in my life constantly talking about, okay, what are you going to study for at college? What are you going to do? And I feel so much all this pressure, and I also think about all this, and I don't, and I like I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it.
Sounds like it's gonna be an experience.
Yeah.
Well, Caleb, I got to get out of here, but it was nice
Says
talking
the
to you.
YouTuber.
All right.
I'll catch you later, Caleb.
Okay. Bye. Hi, Raven.
What's up?
You just missed Smooth McGroove.
You mean I've been here the whole time? Most of the time.
Imagine missing Smooth McGee.
Hi, Davin.
Damn.
Hey, Caleb. I was like
Yeah,
sort of.
I was kind of lurking the whole time. Which is
Yeah, I felt all of that, honestly.
Oh, how much did you listen?
Oh, all the way, pretty much.
Oh,
I went AFK to eat for a little bit. But...
the entirety of the school rant.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad though.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't mind. Doesn't matter to me, as long as you're better now, right?
Yeah, I'm actually going to therapy for that.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel all this pressure and stress about college, and people have this expectation, have like this super high expectation for me, and I don't know. I don't want to let them down, but I'm terrified that won't be able to learn anything, and just not and basically end up being a waste of money.
Well, here's my question: what are you going in for?
And that's another problem. I don't know. I know I want to do something in the tech industry. I don't know what that something is.
Well, knowing how you use Linux a lot, go for freaking, like, what's it called? Penetration testing. Like, do something like that.
Yeah.
That's really good. It makes a lot of money.
I also find like I found like for example, still to this day, basically the only programming languages I know are Python and Bash. I'm not even sure if Bash counts as a programming language.
Well, that counts if you're going in for penetration testing.
Yeah.
It really does.
But like for another big problem for me is like is C, for example, because it has because I've tried to learn it. That the main issue is
Yeah.
I don't learn, especially with programming languages. I don't learn. If I try to like take a class, for example, I don't. I hate doing
Don't
classes.
start with C. It's like one of the easiest ones to fuck up.
Yeah, C is horrible. I don't like C.
But
If
okay.
anything, try C# or JavaScript.
Okay, but let me finish with that though.
Sorry.
The main problem with C is that there isn't really any good documentation, because I don't learn in the traditional way, like doing a class, like an online class, for example. I can't do them because they either basically make you learn one function at a time and don't really give you, they basically, or like some of them are bad, or they give you a goal and they don't give you anything. They don't give you any information on how to accomplish that. And they implement like this point system, and they deduct points for asking for hints. I'm like, why? Who would learn anything like from that? And so
Who learned
when I
anything in high school?
when I learn
It's basic reading and
when I learned Python, I
You did
found
it
it
through
really
experience,
easy
right?
because they have very solid and easy to comprehend documentation, and that documentation made it really simple to learn because like okay, because I I I think I can think like a programmer because but the problem is implementing that. So I know I have a general idea of what I need to do. I just need to know how to write that. Um,
Well, can I give you a tip for that?
yeah,
Make pseudocode.
pseudocode. Oh,
Do you know what that is?
like comments of explaining step by step what you need to do.
Yeah, literally just
Yeah.
do that. I do that. Like, I can't learn. I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't learn like that either. It doesn't help me.
Um,
The reason I know so many languages is because I had to self-teach myself that many languages. It was bad. Like, it's just annoying.
um, well, yeah, with Python.
Pseudocode is the best because even my dumbass can go and fucking edit the code when someone leaves a bunch of pseudocode in
Yeah.
It's yeah. I think that's every programmer ever leaving no comments. Like why? Like
Yeah.
I see.
Like right now, I'm making a. Oh, sorry. I interrupted. I
I,
have a bad habit of that.
That's fine. But like I see, I go on GitHub and look at random projects, and I actually go into the code, and there's like 0 comments, or and I'm like, why did you write
What's
it
the
like
point?
this?
Yeah.
There's this one project. It's for like it's to give Pulse Audio DLNA functionality, and it has absolutely 0 comments anywhere. And I was trying. The only reason why I was looking at it was because I kind of wanted to reverse engineer because Python has no real way of interacting with Pulse Audio, and but that program is written in pure Python. So I wanted to see if I could, because I wanted to do something with audio, and so I wanted to sort of uh, hijack its code that uses interfaces with Pulse Audio to create a device it can actually pull audio from the Pulse Audio from, and I couldn't figure out what anything did because there was absolutely 0 comments anywhere in the code.
Yeah.
It was also not written with the expectation that someone would go in and try to use a part of it for that specific purpose. I think it was basically written with the expectation that it would only be used for its intended purpose. But it was
Yeah, I know what you mean though. Like right now, I'm working on something called a walkbot for it's a script for a game,
baby park
and
again.
it just runs around and it's intelligent, so it just holds stuff. It's kind of weird to explain. I'm not gonna lie, because I know Caleb doesn't play games like CS:GO and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I don't like shooters.
It'll just run around and it'll hold angles and do stuff like that, and it uses CS:GO's built-in like bot system where there's something called nav meshes, and they're basically just meshes that help bots navigate throughout the map.
Huh.
And I wanted to use something like that for my bot, but my bot's a little weird because it's not exactly in the game. It's more of like an external tool. So I have to figure out how to do that.
That's
brought up pseudocode. That made me think of when I was in like fucking school and I'm bored as shit.
Raven. I don't know why, but you're really quiet.
Just spend like fucking 10 million. I used to spend in fucking school like 10 million hours on Scratch when I was bored. And there would just build up pages and pages of code with no labels.
Oh gosh.
And I and go back to edit it, and it's like a fucking nightmare. And then
Yeah.
Scratch is janky as fuck, so some of the fucking scripts cause lag for literally no reason, so then you have to go fix that.
Yeah.
I remember going to like this summer camp thing. It was called ID Tech, I think, and it was
Like,
the thing I did. It was like an introductory to programming, but
oh,
we were all really young, and the only thing they really did was basically all they did was sit us down in front of a Mac, open up Scratch, and just told us to make a maze. So
a maze.
yes, um, so basically
I
yeah.
coded the entire Undertale game engine in fucking Scratch, and they told you to make a maze.
Okay, but so everyone else made these really simple, like like very like as simple as they possibly could make a maze game. That's
And
how they
you
made
made
them.
a 3D ray trace maze.
And so I went all out,
I
and I
made
wanted
it
to
past
make
the
I
3D
wanted to
ray
make
trace
make mine as sophisticated as possible. So I implemented a level system into mine, and also and so that was one thing I did, and another thing I did um, is I even had I had later levels. They have moving obstacles you had to avoid. Uh, it's uh it's probably still up there. It was called the Horrible Maze. Um,
I'm scared now.
I remember I remember making like a note saying OCD people look up my code lol. So it's probably a complete nightmare to try to figure out what does what on there.
Yeah. So,
I remember, I tried to fucking make Smash Bros. On Scratch. So I had
oh
one
goodness.
project. I had the entire game engine coded, and it worked perfectly fine and everything. But the graphics were shit. So then I was like, eh. And then later on, I started working on one, and I had all these fucking good characters. The graphics was shit. And then I was too lazy to ever fucking code the actual fucking game mechanics.
I mean, I don't blame you. That would take forever.
Yeah, so now I have two projects and one works, but there's like two characters, and it's janky as fuck. It looks stupid. And the other one looks really good, but there's no actual gameplay.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find a pathfinding algorithm right now for JavaScript, and I just cannot find one.
Oh, JavaScript?
Yeah, that's what I'm coding the script on.
Java crazy.
Okay.
Fucking, one thing I always hated about Scratch, the fucking broadcast blocks that broadcast events are so laggy.
They are. They're so unoptimized.
I stopped using them. I was like, I'm just gonna use a fucking variable. It's easier. It doesn't lag. It works 20 times faster.
So, because I'm a senior, I've been given I have like these extra curricular things like not okay like a subject that I do but no one else does, and so I finished I think it was like it was personal and financial literacy, like the first 2 semesters of the year. And so Miss Lauren, my teacher, gave me she assigned me this like computer science thing, but it was the school curriculum that we use, Ignitia. Oh my gosh,
How bad was it? I gotta know.
Okay, so for example, they would give you a block of code, and they would have a multiple question, ask what the output was. I copy and paste it into the
Oh no.
I copy and paste the code block into a file and run it, and then I select the output. That was 99% of it. But the by far, I was so infuriated by it because, for example, they would use these libraries that actively change their syntax,
Oh goodness.
and I would get and so there would be each lesson, okay, it wasn't bad, but they'd also like use certain statements that are really bizarre. Like, for example, they would have from import random asterisk everywhere, and so that would make it really, the way that imports the functions into a module is really really hard, annoying and dumb to work with. Sure, it was just like a few example, a few lines as an example, but I don't like doing that in my own projects because it puts all of the functions into the main space, and it doesn't put them into like a so like, for example, I mean, like,
It
that's
just sounds dumb.
that's generally just bad practice, because then you can have modules that conflict with each other because they have functions that are named the same but do different things, and like, oh my gosh, why are you telling people to do this?
Yeah,
um
I'm not doing like I'm doing a different online school system now. I forget what it's called, Ashworth College or whatever. But yeah, it's basically it's designed to be like college, but it's high school.
huh
So you get one class at a time. It's super easy. You just focus on one subject. You finish the subject,
that
you go on to
sounds
the next subject.
amazing.
It's so good. I just finished linear algebra for the first time, and I understood most of it because I didn't have to focus on anything. I believe
That's
I have
how
Spanish next.
that I feel like that's how every school system should be set up. Don't do
I
four
agree.
subjects at the same time. Do one at a time, focus on it, and then,
Yeah, and if I want to, I can graduate by next month.
like, why?
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second.
It's yeah.
And why do they gotta put you in all these useless subjects
When you can just do one at a time, yeah.
and put you in classes for shit you never even use? And then they don't even teach you the
You're
most
being recorded
important
right
shit, like how to find a job or how to pay your taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom came in and talked to me.
Okay,
that's
so
fine.
you know Abraham Lincoln was the 13th president, but wait till you see a W-2 form.
Okay, by far the worst lesson that I ever had was, so one of the lessons was for HTML.
Dude, I mean,
I'm hoping
if
you
you're
can.
gonna learn something for
Okay.
a job, HTML.
Okay,
Everyone has a fucking.
one of the lessons was for HTML, but Ignitia doesn't know how to escape user. They don't escape user input. I'm just gonna say that, and you can probably figure out what happened.
Oh no.
That lesson broke the
really
site.
fast.
And so okay, thank goodness it was only one lesson, but they had questions for that were like, which flag marks makes text in bold, but they didn't put any text in there, and the browser was running it as code. So it had four multiple question choices with no text and no way to see it without actually going into spec element, finding the question, and seeing what they put there.
Goodness.
I was so angry. I was like hysterically angry at that. I was like, Miss Lauren, you were no. You can't. I refuse to do this lesson. And she even tried, like, because and so I wasn't actually. No, it's normal practice there to print all the lessons out and to have like a paper copy of the lesson. So but I wasn't doing that for computer science because all the lessons were so short and it was so brain dead easy because 99% of the questions were just copy this block of code into an interpreter. Tell me what it outputs. And
Yeah, that's
so
why
I
computer
and it
science
was like
courses are
six
not
and it
hard.
was so it was like I had multiple quizzes that were only 4 questions long. But of course, because of the there's so little questions. If you get one wrong, you get an F. And no one there actually knows and knows enough about it about what it's teaching to actually help me. So if there's something I do that it's trying to teach me that I don't understand, or are they just doing something dumb? I can't get it. I can't get any help. But I mean, I can look. I can, and also the way they explain things is so stupid that I can just Google a function and get simple and concise answers on like Stack Overflow that actually explain what they're trying to teach
Literally,
way better than a paid um some a paid curriculum can. Like,
let's be honest. Everyone, all of us at some point has had our life saved by some Indian guy in a YouTube video.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yes, yes, 100%.
Dude, I swear they're like lifesavers. They're literally the best.
That one Indian guy that can explain the
It's just like
concept better than a
there's so many.
professor.
Yeah. Because
It's just
they
because
don't
there's
beat
so
around
many
the bush.
people
They
in
just
India.
go for it, you know?
Yeah, and maybe it's something about their culture or something. I don't know.
I don't know, whatever it is, they're good at it.
It's because there's just so many people there that have internet access now, and it's ridiculous.
What should I play
There's
next?
like a billion people that live there.
What should you play?
Yeah,
Did you beat Celeste?
I think I'm just gonna hop onto the server, the Minecraft server.
Minecraft.
Did you beat Celeste B-side?
No, no, I get it's such a steep learning, such a steep in difficulty increase that that it's hard for me to really stay on it. So I
I guess we can't all be pro game.
okay, the game by itself was hard enough. I streamed the vast majority of it. I didn't stream the end because spoilers, but also by that point because I had
The game
streamed
came out
basically
forever.
every
Everyone's
day
seen it now.
for like a week. I was tired and I didn't want to stream anymore. So I didn't that was
Play Dark
also
Souls. Stream Dark Souls.
I don't know. That's not it's not my kind of game. One and two, I don't even own that game, so I'd have to buy it.
Dark Souls is only hard, and people die in one hit because they're bad and they don't know how to equip armor properly.
This stream will definitely be interesting to go back to, especially with Max hopping on. I don't even know. I forget what I was even doing on here. I mean, I was
You were gonna download. You were gonna download an SNES emulator and play my janky Mario hacks.
that actually kind of sounds fun.
No, I make troll hacks.
Oh, you're one of those. That's scary.
I mean, what? I also made sans in Mario.
Sans and Mario.
It's literally sans auto scroll level.
I remember uh oh gosh. I remember playing trying to play what is it? Kaizo? or whatever. What it's that super
Yeah,
like.
Kaizo's hard.
I remember trying to do that and straight up like, okay, I fail within the
Some
first
of them
10
just suck.
seconds.
They're like,
And also, okay, but like those ROM hacks are built
the
with the
ones. There's a
expectation that
lot
you
of
have such
stuff.
an intrinsic understanding of how the game works that you can do like frame perfect moves.
The biggest problem is there's so much shit in Super Mario World that can fuck up the physics or fuck up the way shit spawns. And like so many people just build like super janky Kaizo hacks where it's just not consistent at all.
They're
So
like
like even if it's like 5 frames, it's still hard to do the jump because those 5 frames come
like
in shit time every fucking time.
the literal first the literal first level is just a troll. Like it kills you within the first 10 seconds if you don't get out a if you don't do like this frame perfect move to get out of this
Yeah, I hate
specific
Kaizo
spot.
levels where they make you go really fast for like fucking 10 minutes straight with no breaks.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I didn't even I played it for about 15 minutes and then it was like, okay, no, I'm not doing this. I legitimately don't know what to play. 'Cause I'm tired of Mario Kart 8.
Hmm. I'm thinking of what you could play.
Oh, fun fact. I have this really dumb streaming setup I'm using right now. So,
Hmm.
so I actually have a Radeon GPU now, but the thing with AMD is that their encoders are horrid. They don't
Oh.
they're pretty bad. So, if I go into and run NeoFetch right now, you will see two GPUs.
Oh.
So I'm using I'm using I'm actually using a feature built into the NVIDIA driver intended for laptops. Um, so I'm running I'm using my NVIDIA GPU to encode the stream, but I'm using my AMD GPU for rendering. And so it's running in like something called prime offload. So it's intended for laptops. So it basically the GPU just sits idle and does nothing until you specifically run program on it, and it will do that one thing.
Hmm.
But because I'm running it like that, OBS is able to see the NVIDIA encoder, and NVIDIA's encoders are so much better than AMD's. Um, like if I
When's
try,
someone gonna find the ultimate life hack?
like for example,
How to make your phone use all 8 cores at once?
um,
Whoa.
it was I when I initially tried streaming on AMD, the first problem out of the gate is OBS doesn't support AMD's encoder directly, so you have to use FFmpeg. That's one. Number two, um, the issue is it would drop frames when I was asking it to do basically nothing because it was just they're just bad and it's not built for that and it's just not optimized. They do have encoders, but they just it doesn't like doing what you that. So I gave up and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use NVIDIA GPU to encode and render everything on my more powerful AMD GPU.
Ah.
That was a that okay. But the thing is, this was surprisingly easy to set up. I basically I got it working within 30 minutes of actually trying to get it working, which was for for something that dumb and not a typical setup at all. That's impressive. And it almost worked out of the box, but the main issue was um the driver actually tried to set itself up as prime offload. Um, but but the problem is, so it will use the AMD GPU because that's the first GPU that the system actually tries to use. However, it's trying to do all of out of the box. It wants to do all of the rendering on the NVIDIA GPU, but the NVIDIA GPU isn't actually is actually it's sleeping. It's not actually exposed to anything. So it's trying to do rendering on a card that isn't that base is it's sleeping. So if you try to run any game, it instantly crashes because it can't. It's trying to use a GPU that effectively doesn't exist.
Got you.
So all I had to do was tell the driver, explicitly tell the driver to run it in prime offload. So um, what that what and so all it does is it basically it runs it keeps the GPU awake, but it's not actually doing anything on it until it's I specifically tell it that I want to run a process on it. And so as a result of
Gotcha.
that, I can actually run I can run two benchmarks, like two GPU benchmarks on both GPUs at the same time.
Hmm.
So I was taking screenshots of me running Uni Engine Heaven on my GTX 960 at the same time I'm running the benchmark on my AMD GPU. And because I have a Ryzen 7 3700X, my CPU is basically doing nothing. And so I was able to I was able to benchmark both cards at the same time without getting it without bottlenecking either card.
Got you.
And keep in mind, um, so the NVIDIA card, because it's running in prime offload, it's having to use the AMD GPU as a frame buffer. So it's copying the what it's the what the that card is processing into a frame buffer, and then it's tied. So it's basically so it everything it's doing, it has to be run through the DGPU before it's actually being rendered. But despite that, the card it's doing fine, and the way AMD actually runs its clocks, um, I was watching the clock speed. It was actually running at like at 20 megahertz because it can go that low.
Goodness.
Yeah,
Dude, this
AMD
is gonna take me so long.
AMD's AMD the way they calculate uh clock speed is really weird. It's because they basically try to keep the card running as slow as it possibly can to because they to optimize power consumption. So you can be running like a triple A. You can be like in the menu of like a really demanding game, and it's running at 87 megahertz. And it'll only spike up when it's actually it will only spike up when when the driver determines that it will actually it will hurt performance if it is not running at a higher clock speed. Um, and so say it's running at 100% utilization, but it's only running at like a tenth of what it of the clock speed that it can actually do. I think I'm going to play a Steam game called Drag.
Mm. I think I've heard of that. Is that fun?
Oh yeah. Um, it's actually a native Linux game, and the coolest part about it It's made by
like
like these
FPS
two
games.
German developers exclusively, but it's a really well made game.
Like, do you play like any FPS game?
Does Portal count?
Yes.
I mean, I guess, bro. You should try on Linux. You fucking.
I think he cut out.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Yeah,
That
so
game's
this is
fucking.
drag.
You know what? You know what? There's too many. There's fucking
Oh,
people
this
that've been
game.
playing
Yeah.
fucking
This
Warsaw for
game
like
looked cool.
8 years. There's
Y-
people that have been playing Warsaw for like fucking 8 years, and they are god. No one will ever beat them.
Yeah.
So like, actually, just don't bother
Should I bother changing the
because that
title?
game,
Because I'm not playing Mario Kart
that game
8
has
anymore.
wall jumps, fucking, like, it's got like this whole fucking momentum-based physics shit going on, and like people who are really good at the fucking game can literally go around the entire map in half a fucking second.
What game are you talking about?
Fucking Warsaw.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's like, let me think of how to explain it.
I can't play the. There's a this game requires a bit of concentration that I can't do while streaming. I think I'm gonna play Porto Reloaded instead.
Oh, what is
Yeah,
that?
play a game that makes you
Oh,
think.
what? This okay. This was released. So very.
Oh wait, I know what that is. That
Yeah.
game's sick.
Yes. Yes. It's that game.
Yeah, I know what that
People
is.
with three
Hey, does it have a
portals.
native? Does it have a native Linux executable now? Let me check the store page.
All they had to do was call it Portal
No.
3. No. Oh.
So I have to go and tell it to run Proton. But it thinks there's a native executable, so but it there isn't.
No. I'm just waiting for them to release a sequel to Alex, and it will be called Half-Life Alex 3. They're just gonna skip 2 and go straight to 3 just to fuck with everybody.
So despite this
Like,
being
guys, we finally made the third game.
despite despite this being a Portal 2 mod, it doesn't actually require Portal 2 to be installed. So I'm guessing Valve just lets you uh build the game with the Portal 2 code in it and repackage it and it's fine. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I would expect it to like use the Portal 2 executable, but like run its own assets. Then again, I'm saying this, and I know nothing about how Portal modding works. So,
When Half-Life still has better features than 90% of.
like, yeah, I did play this a little bit. I guess I'll just.
I like the fucking video on YouTube where they compare the cockroach AI in Half-Life to fucking NPC AIs in Cyber.
I'm just gonna change the title of my stream to playing games.
Because that's technically what you're doing. I mean,
Because I mean, I'm not playing one game. I've switched through. So the interest. Okay, let me turn the game down. It's loud.
Hey
So
Caleb,
yeah.
are you gonna watch the FNAF movies out?
Oh, I never touched FNAF.
Just you watch the movie though. You're gonna watch the movie.
So oh wait, they're making a movie.
Yes.
I like how I said I didn't have enough. I couldn't concentrate enough on this to play uh to play drag, and then I start playing a puzzle game.
I'm just like, okay, so he said he's having trouble concentrating. Go fucking play Portal with 3 portals.
So
Makes sense.
in case so in case if I don't know, there's someone that does watch this stream one day and is completely unfamiliar with this game. Um, the so it's so this mod implements a new portal called the time portal, and so when you go through it, you go through the basically the same version. It's the facility, but 40 years later, and so it's dilapidated and it's yeah. But the thing the mechanic here, and so it's kind of confusing. So the non broken down version of the facility is the current. It's the present, and the dilapidated version is the future. Now, what this mod does is so if I put down two portals in the present, they will be mirrored in the they will be what they will be they're supposed to be mirrored
They
in
are
the
mirrored.
future, but the blue portal
The
is
future.
not.
Future with a D. Futured.
What? What is the? Okay, now it's okay. I don't know what that was. So if you
We are in the futured.
if you put down portals in the present and go into the future, they're there because I mean that makes sense. But if you move the portals in the if you move the portals in the future and go back to the present, they stay the same because that also makes a sense. Um,
You should play 5D chess.
because I saying this makes
chess.
sense. However, so also the same thing works with cubes. So if I place down this cube, it will show up there in the future. However, if I try to take this cube into the future, it doesn't work because I don't know. The developers decided that that doesn't work.
Plot armor.
Plot armor. The cube has plot armor.
However, okay. However, if you take the cube from the future and bring it to the present, it's fine as long as you don't disturb. As long as you don't disturb the present cube, then it disappears. Um, so that's basically what the extra thing you have to be aware of. So I have to get over there.
And you have to get cubes over there.
That too. I also physically
What
have
if
to
you
get
just
over there.
stack cubes? What if you do that?
I only have two cubes that I can use. I don't think that's high enough. Oh, yeah, let's. Oh, and oh, because I disturbed this cube, it disappeared.
Oh.
That
Yeah.
doesn't work.
What if you put the bottom one on top? Or what?
I don't think that works either because you still disturb the cube.
So it's okay. I get it now.
So I think what it wants me to do, put a portal here.
So the real puzzle is trying to figure out who removed that slab in Minecraft.
I think what it wants me to do is to so put a portal here, and then something to do with this surface. I don't know. It's confusing. Wait a minute. Okay, so what if... If I put the time portal here?
Oh, hey, Caleb, did you hear? Our Lord and Savior Archie has returned.
Oh, really? It took me a second to process what you said.
Yes.
Okay, what if I put... Oh gosh, I messed that up. They also did something... Oh, okay. Okay, I'm over here now. How do I get the cubes over? Oh,
You
okay, I have
streaming on
portal
YouTube?
surfaces. Yes, I am.
Now you gotta go back in time,
Yeah.
which will make that cube disappear, right?
Okay, no, I just need to get it over here. Put it over here. Then go to the future. Take the cube from there. And put it here.
Well done. Traveling through a time portal will also
Oh, you're
transfer your
genius.
current momentum into the other timeline.
It's talking to me, but I can't hear it.
Alright, time to watch at 144p.
Oh boy.
Oh gosh.
Oh god, I can join the live stream
Oh
and
no.
my Discord call audio just went up to like 3,000% for some reason.
Android be like.
Oh no. Oh no. Ow, it's so loud.
Okay.
Damn, it's loud for you too apparently, man. Got that echo.
What is loud? You sent me a message. Archie Music Official. Okay.
Ed, did you know have in?
What was that?
I'm hearing myself from your stream. It's so fucking confusing.
Oh. It's
Fucking goddamn.
it should be like a few seconds apart though.
So I always sound like 3 times different. I sound so different through the fucking mic. Yeah, it's really stupid. It's like 5-second delayed.
Oh wait, I think this was the puzzle they had in the
I'll be right back real quick.
look at that. That does weird things with the camera. I guess because I see okay, no. That is dumb. So there's stairs here. But when I start walking, I start increasing in elevation here. I'm nowhere near the stairs. Why? Look at the
I love
cursor.
perfect hitboxes.
Look at the cursor. You can tell. Why did... Okay. I honestly have no clue. I'm just going to fart around in this puzzle. Seems like I need to do something with these. Maybe put portals there. Where?
Well, I'm gonna go
Oh,
play a game.
okay. Um,
No surface at night.
like that, but
Got
not like
that
that.
one. Got that one bar. One bar, man.
The problem with Portal is I always forget which portal's which.
Yeah, 3 portals sounds complicated. Trying to remember which one is linked to which one.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. There's stairs over here. I missed that. Okay. And they're emancipation grids. So, okay, so I need to... There are emancipation grids and no portal servers over here. So I need to use these and somehow get the cubes up here so I can push this button and that moves this platform and does something. I think it... Okay. So moves that platform and does something with the door? Oh, it closes the door. Of course it does. So... Oh, but okay, so... Okay. So if I go... I need to put the future cube up here so that I can then... Okay, so I need to put... This is so confusing. Okay, so I need to put the cube on a portal surface, or on a portal surface, so that I can then... Okay, so I put the future cube here. Then I put this cube on a portal surface so that when I get over here, I can disturb it and then open the door. Okay. uh, 40 chest. 40 chest. Okay. But then the question is, how do you get the cube enough velocity? Well, okay. So okay, okay, wait. Let me set up. Okay. So over here. Boom. Boom. Okay. Portal here. Wait, no. Portal here. Portal here. And then portal here. Portal here. Jump through here. Here. And then I need to get... Ugh. Okay. Ah. Okay. Okay, maybe that's not as difficult as I was thinking. I just need to do it. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, what? What? Portal. No. Okay. How? How? Okay. Ugh. Wait a minute. No, okay. All I need to do is move the time portal here. Right? I just need to move the time portal. So yeah, so all I need to do is do that. Disturbs the... There we go. Okay. 4D chess.
You create your own solutions, which is great. Technically, you're supposed to do something else. But who cares anyway? Keep going.
Okay. I was supposed to do something else. Okay then. Or are they just trying to play mind games with me?
If you are ever unsure where you placed your portals or where you left a cube in the other timeline, feel free to use the puzzle element indicator switch on your portal device. This will display holographic projections of your portals and cubes in the other timeline.
Oh, did I accidentally do that? I think I accidentally did that at one point.
I'm back.
Yeah, okay. That last puzzle. Oh gosh. That last puzzle was something else. And then when I solved it, the game said I was technically supposed to do something else, and I am convinced that the game was just trying to play mind games with me.
What'd you do?
You'd have to watch. You'd have to go back and watch what I did. Um, but basically, so okay, so the button that the cube was supposed to go on, uh, moved this portal surface so that you could fling yourself over to the exit. However, that button at the same time closed the door. So what I had to do was I needed to put the future cube where the portal was. Then okay, I needed to put the future cube where the portal was. No, with on the button. Okay, I needed to put the present cube on a portal surface. Then I went to the future, placed the cube on the button, and then I flinged myself over to the exit, and then used the time portal to disturb the present cube, which then changed the destiny of the future cube, and then opened the door. And then the game said that I was technically supposed to do something else. Okay, you're good on you for coming up with your own solutions, but technically I was supposed to do something else. So it made me go through a time portal. I don't know. I think they were just playing mind games with me because I couldn't think of any other way that you could possibly solve that puzzle.
Yeah. Well, at least it works.
Yeah. Also, it fits within a Portal's universe to do that kind of thing, say
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So ugh,
So, what's up?
I'm currently working on my thing while I watch Caleb play Portal.
Reloaded.
Yeah, Portal Reloaded. My bad.
Okay, what is
Yeah,
this?
I'm playing AFK Arena while I listen to Caleb play Portal.
Gotcha.
What is this?
What is what?
I have no idea what this does.
Oh. It's dice. You roll the dice, it opens the doors.
Okay, those are indicators for like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
But I don't. 1, 2, 3. What? Oh, so is that like I thought this was supposed to be a display, but apparently it isn't. Okay. So,
Is it the button pressing? Wait. Press the
okay.
button and travel through time.
Oh, I have to get over there first. Wait, okay, so
Let's go.
wait a minute. Okay.
Press the
So
button
over in the
in the
future,
past.
the Okay, in the future they're not there. So I guess I just need a portal over here and then use a time portal. Get the button. And then use... Oh! And that did something with the door. I missed it though. Oh, no, okay, no. Yeah, so it's a timer. That's what it is.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay, okay.
That's cool.
So I need to push uh, these buttons in sequence, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, okay. And the buttons aren't in the past, so I have to do it in the present. Yeah. So the buttons aren't, yeah, buttons aren't in the aren't in the future. So I need to do it in the present. Yeah, okay. So what? Okay, no, that worked. Okay. Okay. So portal, portal, portal. Okay. So button, time
Aha!
portal,
I figured it out. Let's
button.
go. All right.
Over here. Time portal. Oh, I wasn't fast enough. Okay. The timing is pretty unforgiving.
As most mods are.
Okay. Okay. So over here, portal here. This kind of reminds me of a portal of a puzzle in the original Portal game with the when it was first introducing the version of the portal gun that could fire two different portals at once. The game flickered. I honestly, they honestly want to know how does this game even work on a technical standpoint? How do these portals work? From like a programming standpoint. Have you ever wondered that? Have you ever wondered that, Davin?
Yeah, I have. I think my theory personally is that it's a camera, right? And it just changes the angle according to where you're looking, kind of like a mirror.
Yeah.
That's what my theory is. But I really doubt that's actually what it is because it's so fluent.
Yeah, the timing. How am I gonna do that? Because I get disoriented when I go through the portals, so I spend a lot of the time trying to figure out where I am and where I need to go.
You'll get it. You just need to do it quick.
Yeah.
So make like a pre-planned route and then do it.
Or just repeat the same thing over and over again until I eventually get it.
Yeah, that's basically how it works. The definition of insanity.
Okay. To do. To do. I should also get my more sensitive mouse. Oh gosh. Did the what? No. Wasting time. No. Okay. I'm gonna get my more sensitive mouse. Please, please let the transmitter be. And it's not. I have to go. Be right back. All right. I could not imagine solving this puzzle with a controller.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
Because whenever I was playing Portal 2, I remember going through it entirely with the controller, that being fine. And actually, if I remember correctly, I think I preferred it with the controller
And now it's like,
because it was easier for me to remember which portals were which because of how the buttons are. Well,
yeah,
with the mouse, it's kind of confusing because I just you left click and right click so much and don't think about it. So when it actually goes into it, even though I know which portal is which, I forget which portal I need. I don't know. It's just a mouse kind of disconnects it in my head more.
yeah.
Okay. And that. Okay. The thing with with the mouse I normally use with this computer, it's got one of these dumb scroll wheel things that you can click and they scrolls and it will just go into like the infinity like the no resistance scrolling thing so that you can go down a page real fast.
Yeah.
And so as a result of that, you can't middle click the mouse, the scroll wheel to middle click. So they've added this button here, and that button is what middle clicks. On this mouse, it's the exact same button combination. However, a middle click actually does what the middle click does, and the button here is for changing the DPI.
Remap your mouse keys.
Um, so yeah, annoying. I guess I could, but I'm also lazy. I actually have I did it again. I have the software to do it, but I just
Windows does it native.
the oh no, it doesn't. It just silently installs the software for you through Windows Update. Even if you don't want it. So that's fun. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna wait for it to time out because I screwed that up. Okay. So I keep changing the DPI of my mouse by accident. Oh yeah, in case if you weren't aware, you in this mod you middle click for the time portal.
Mm.
Because honestly, how else would they set it up?
For time portal.
Oh, this is painful. This is pain. I okay. It's not there. This might take me a while. Okay. I push this button. Then I go over there. Then I go over to the center. Button press. Time portal over here. Time portal over here. Push here. Portal. 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 Time portal. Portal. And I'm way too late. Wait, how? Wow. How are you supposed to do that? It's like 2 seconds. How long is the time for the first one? Are they all like that? I don't think they are. Time portal. Okay, no. I think they're probably just incrementally faster. I get disoriented the second I go through the time portal. Oh, I didn't set up the portals right anyway. It's like you need a bot to do this one. You need a bot to just go fly through this and do.
Speedrunners be like, hold my beer. I feel like people actually speedrun this, and that's just torture.
Okay. Okay, no, this game. Okay, this game came out on Valve on April 19th, which was Portal 2's 10th and it was that marks the 10 years since Portal 2 was released. Valve, why, something Portal 3. Um, so I mean, the idea of this game was basically okay, if Valve won't make Portal 3, then the fans will. And I think that's kind of been copied with the idea with a lot of Portal mods. But yeah, it's basically what they were going for. Okay, time portal. Normal portal. Portal here. Portal here. When I go through over here. Portal here. I go over here. I push this button. I go back through here. I go through this portal. I push a time portal here. I push this button. Then I go over here. I click the right portal. I go here, and then I click the center portal. And I need to do all that in a few seconds.
Jeez.
Ugh, why is this game? Why? Portal here. Portal here. Portal. Portal. Okay. And also, for whatever reason, the time portal is mirrored. It's mirrored differently than it is with the normal portals. So it like disorients you for a second.
Mm.
Okay, for example, so see this wall here?
Yeah.
This wall corresponds to that wall. So it's just disorienting automatically.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's not flipped like you would in a mirror, because I mean that would honestly that would probably be even more confusing. But it just throws you off because your brain your your brain doesn't work like this. It does not anticipate you to be to to walk into a surface, flip 180 degrees immediately, and so it's disorienting in that aspect.
Yeah.
Um, and so like if I know I need to go into this portal, but whenever I'm out there, I can't find the portal because I don't know because my brain doesn't it is just confused. It's just okay. This puzzle is very ask you to do a lot in a short period of time, and that's why I am struggling with it so much. Although,
Gotcha.
yeah, I think I've that's kind of oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm really tempted to just watch a YouTube. I know what I need to do, but I'm still tempted to watch a tutorial.
Yeah. I would be tempted as well.
This
If you
vid
are
this video solves the puzzle. Okay, there's an intro that's just you walking into the puzzle. The actual chamber starts at 18 seconds, finishes at 58 seconds. Oh gosh. I should probably turn this down so it's not horrendously loud on the stream. Hmm. Wait a minute. Oh!
Did we miss something?
Okay, no, he's using... Oh my gosh, someone's calling me. Probably my dad needs to do something trivial. Oh. 1 second, be right back.
Okay. All right.